Oh shit. Stop. Luvion, how's it going, man? How's it going? Stark. Unknown, how's it going? STU. This doesn't make any sense, right? Oh, there's no A, but that's very handy. Thank you. That's very handy. Okay. R. Rum. Strud? Yeah, I didn't think that was a word. It would, that'd be cool, but there's no A, so. Of course, strut. Hey, let's go. 5's not great, but hey, we... Okay, it'll work. Yeah, nice. Brute forcing my way through Wordle. Nice. Plague, how's it going? It's like, have you guys ever, like in high school math or whatever, where it would be like, hey, find the two X and Y values or that that make this like curve true, or that make this like real, and you can't remember the fucking formula on how to do it, but you know the polynomials. Yes, thank you. And you can't remember the formula on how to calculate it, but you know the approximate range of where it should be. So you just start brute forcing with every X and Y value until you eventually get there, and you're like, listen, I'm gonna get points for the answer, even though I don't know how to fucking get there. I gave you the answer, fuck you. Dr. Z, how's it going? Long time no see. How are you hanging down there? I know there's like a whole bunch of civil unrest down there. Yeah, no. So I just did Wordle, and I had like 3 letters, and I could guess the 4th one. So I was trying every single fucking letter possible to see which one would work. So we were just talking about how you can just brute force like certain things, like polynomials. If you know the approximate range of like where the values should land, you can just start brute forcing with every single one of them if you have enough time. And you're like, fuck it, even if I don't know the formula, I'm getting you the answer, okay? Because you feel like such a dumbass, because you're like, you see everyone like moving on to questions, and you're just like, y is equal to 17. No, it's 18. No, it's 19. And you're like, oh my fucking god. My Lord of the Mysteries theories were like formulas, okay? They were so precise. They were so good. They were not brute forcing at all, okay? I didn't make that many theories, and how many I did make, most of them came true, so fuck you, okay? Shell. tube. Haven't seen it, bro. I don't know. I don't have a lot of theories about COI yet. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as invested quite yet. I don't know. I'll take some time today after stream to think about some stuff. Actually, that's how I always do Wordle. Nice. You'll get invested soon? I sure fucking hope so, buddy. Like, part of, like, why I'm not doing streams quite as often now is, like, I don't feel like reading, like, I'm not as invested, so, like, I'm not as, like, viscerally, like, excited, like, holy shit, I really want to know what happens. I'm like, which doesn't feel fun, because it's, like, I love, like, spending time with you guys, I love fucking reading, you know, all this stuff, but I have to be invested, because, like, otherwise it feels like a chore, and I don't ever want this to feel like a chore, you know? Like, this shit is so fucking cool and so fun. So, Quantum just finished COI? Oh shit, nice. One of the volumes of COI is comparable to volume 6. Almost 7? Goddamn. Alright. COI does pick up? I hope so, man. Temp. Fill in. Alt. Sub. Fill in, alt, sub. Like substitute teachers or like an alternative. Nice. Alt. Enter. Menu Windows? No. Alt key. Shift. Is there a shift key? No. Enter Windows Alt. Tab. Mm-hmm. The fuck is the menu key, bro? And the second half is good, Dr. J? How am I close to the second half at this point? What am I on? Chapter 190, close to 200. Shell, bow tie, hood, bow tie, ribbon, hood, shell. Try to say, but I made a thread and shared my rating from 2 weeks ago. Shared my ratings? Ratings for what? 26 chapters left for the best part. 28? Okay, so I just gotta get through 30 chapters. Okay. Okay, so I just gotta lock in for like 3 or 4 days and then we get some good chapters. This is what you guys are saying? Just lock in for like 3 or 4 days. Just push past it, and then we get some good stuff. So if I go, like, pretty decently hard, like Wednesday or Thursday, we'll start getting good chapters. During her experiences when she was... Oh, I see. Okay, I'll definitely check that out, Dr. J, after stream. Okay. Shell. I'm mad rantings with no internet. Fuck. Shit. Yeah, we were close. We were close. Pasta shapes. Alright. Alright, we're gonna try to do Ideally, I want to get to 700 today during stream, so we might end up having to do a couple of fucking a couple of games. Ideally, just 2 if I can lock in. Start, you bitch. No, start. Oh, you coward. Wasting my time. Oh. No, not quite that far along, Luvian. Oh, that was a profoundly dumb thing to do. I got away with it, because if he did this, I'd be... Because I'd have to take, because it's thing on my thing, but then it's also this, and this is unprotected. Oh, I'd have been so cooked. Whew. Alright, made a blunder, but it's okay. It's okay. They didn't see it. It doesn't count. You can't join the Aurora Order? Who the fuck wanted to, bro? I'm just kidding. I know plenty of people would want to. Fucking lunatics. As long as we get to meet Sharon in the game, I'm happy. True. My queen. Am I... Oh, I'm up a whole piece? How? Bro, you're cooking this. How am I up a night? What did he do? Here. That's fine. Check. He can do some dumb bullshit like this, but it's protected. So here, check, here, but then I don't really have anything. Ah, fuck. Fucking Christ, that's a dumb move. Okay, bro. Now he's gotta move his queen. Can't move it here, can't move it here. He can move it here, I guess. I'm happy to give up a knight and a rook for a queen. Or not? Oh shit, money, yeah. Ask your DMs? Okay, sounds good. Oh shit, sorry money, I didn't realize I wasn't in, live. How's it going, man? No fucking way. Did I mess this up? I fucked this, didn't I? There ain't no fucking way. I actually fucked that up. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, dude. Just one simple escape square is so fucking simple. I can't even... I don't want to talk about it. Just don't bring it up, please. I just, like, I can't. I can't. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm sorry. It's all over. I'm gonna legitimately just kill myself. Jesus Christ. Okay. What the fuck was that? I was thinking like, okay, you know, I should just take a fucking move and just give myself an escape square, just prevent, and just nope, fucking didn't even. Like, it didn't even register for 1 fucking second, dude. So fucking stupid. Somehow got out of that alive. We're okay. Dude, I got out of that. Okay, that was fucking... I don't know how. Actually managed to get out of that better than okay, which is great. I just need to fucking keep my wits about me and just not be a complete and utter idiot. And we can... Okay, money, you know what? After last game, probably even deserved. I'm not even gonna... Fair. Fine. You can have that one. Oh, this is the fucking ICBM gamut bullshit. I just gotta do some like really basic. We're just gonna play like really simple chess. Don't try to get any fancy bullshit. We should be fine. Here. If he takes this as defended, okay. So up one, nothing's attacking the knight for now, so we're okay. If I need to, I can just take. Anything at Brett at the moment. What the fuck is going on in this game? I don't legitimately understand. If he doesn't do anything. If I go here, he goes here, I take, he does the Greek gift bullshit. I move over here, I'm okay, I think. I'm not calculating this great, mind you, but we should be okay. He does not do the Greek gift bullshit. Okay. Did you see that chess edit? You say that like there's only ever been a one chess edit in the history of mankind. I don't. That actually narrows it down very little. Well, that I sent and pinged you? No. In... If I go here, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. Aren't see? Oh, come on, money. It's not like that. I've just been having a rough couple of days. Come on. You know I love you, buddy. If I go... check, he takes, I take, he takes, that's cooked. If I go here, I mean, he takes this, I guess, but then I go here. Oh, pins. Oh, that'd be agonizing. No, but then I go here. That stops that. Oh, that works. Okay, and then I go here. Yeah. Okay, no, I think I'm okay. Actually, I think somehow weirdly this is a winning position. I mean, I say weirdly, I'm up 10 points of material. But it's like a weird 10 points, you know? You know what I mean? If I win this, this puts me like, see, if you had seen that chess edit, probably would have boosted you by the, yes, I magically become 1700 rated. Queen H1? Well, definitely can now. Here, but I mean, first thing I'd want to do is this. If he doesn't move his king, so that he has to move, and then I mean, not there, obviously, but don't lose from here. I'm gonna do my best, dude. If I manage to fuck this up, I swear to God, I'm never fucking playing chess again. Where the fuck does he have to? I mean, he has here, I guess, but okay. This is actually fine. I'm happy with this. I'm super happy to give my queen for his. Just take it. Not fucking interested in doing this shit. And then as soon as he takes, I go here, trade his last piece. If I manage to fuck this up now, I'm just gonna kill myself at this point. Go here, here, here. It should be mate. Easy work. Protects this. This protects that. Do I bother? Yeah, he still has... Okay. I just gotta make sure I don't stalemate, and I should be fine. Here. And now he can go here. But then I go here. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Well, you know what? That works. What was the way? Because the problem was he had access to... Problem was if I go here, obviously he has access to that square and I get cooked. So there's... I just needed to move this back, I think, and then just mate, but okay. Well, okay, we got there, okay? Okay. Okay, I'm already late to reading, so we'll... Abby, how's it going, man? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, dude. I don't know how much that is in... Like, I don't... But all the same, seriously, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Watch the edit. Okay. We'll watch the edit. That... this is referring to. I don't know. Like, did you message it to me or did you? Did you message it to me or did you put it in the Discord itself? It's in general? Oh, okay, thank you.
You might be 700.
I am 700 elo right now, okay? Not all time. Oh, Mr. Fool, of course, yeah. Sorry, is this really loud? It's really fucking loud for me.
What if a grandmaster lost the
Damn, this editing is goated as fuck though, excuse me? Okay, that just...
It's losing. Because in this position, white can sacrifice the rook. Rook takes it. Oh my god.
But then... Bishop takes back, rook takes... Oh, yeah, I guess.
And the idea is that the rook now is
Oh, Mr. Fool, it's been like that for a while. I don't know why that's the case, but there was an update a while back where giving you moves that 700 elo can use. It's targeted for you. No, trust. If I try to do this bullshit in front of another 700, they're gonna hit me with like pawn h3 or some bullshit, and I'm just gonna I don't even know where to proceed. Okay. Well, it worked on a Grin, but no, I'm just kidding. I get your point on that. No. The problem is there's like a weird stratosphere where like strategies don't work because the person in front of you is so shit they use moves that like has never been calculated in that whole fucking line. And then you move up a quadrant to like better players and like they have some semblance of understanding. And they actually do what they're supposed to do. And then you can like do trick gambits on them because you like know like, hey, in this move, in this position, unless you already know the line, this looks like a good move, but like 4 moves down, it really fucks you or whatever. And then you get a quadrant above that, and it's like really good players who also know that, right? But it's like there's that place at the bottom where strategy doesn't work. Okay, you can't strategize 4 moves ahead because your opponent isn't capable of thinking that far. They're throwing wrenches in the plan because they don't know there's a plan. Okay, so yeah, it's like I don't know if that makes any sense to explain, but like in I think in jujitsu they say this, that like training with like a really new person is way scarier, or even in boxing, I was like sparring with someone who's like brand spanking new is way scarier than training with someone who's like really experienced, because the experienced person knows like, hey, like I'm gonna like hit here, he's gonna do this, I can slip here, I'm gonna punch no heart. Whereas the new person just go fucking throwing haymakers, and one of them lands by some fucking grace of God. Holy shit. Nix, how's it going, man? Alright, let's start reading. You watching JJK? I have not, dude. I gotta start again because I love JJK, mind you, but I have not been currently watching it. Alright, sounds good, Luvion. See you soon, bud. On the red screen? I'm on the red screen. 193, I think I'm at. No, I really should. I can't. I'm so excited for Calling Game, so I really should watch it. I'm just being a lazy bum right now. I don't know. I think it's a seasonal depression, or like I don't want to. Like I literally finish work and I don't want to do anything. I like drag my sorry ass to the gym, and I'm like, I just like I can't do anything at all. Even the stuff I want to do, I don't want to do, if that makes any sense. Like I'm so excited to watch JJK, and I can't bring myself to, because I'm like, no, it's too much. Like, oh, fuck you. JJK. Oh wait, Freeren's back too. Oh shit. Yes. Okay. I honestly forgot about Freeren altogether. Lumion waited patiently until midnight drew near. As the clock struck 11:30, the lights in Ive's room went out, yet no one had emerged from the apartment. It seemed the miser had decided to save on the gas bill and retire for the night. The final act of the play at the theater concluded as midnight approached. The audience trickled out one by one, but no one entered. Lumion muttered to himself, his thoughts racing. Could it be that the prophecy's spell answer isn't precise enough? After all, the magic was cast by me. It makes sense that it isn't perfect. Yes, I guess that's possible. But what if it is accurate? Alarmed amidst his thoughts, Lumion's head snapped in the direction of a door adorned with the theater posters. If the prophecy spell was correct, it meant that Moswa Ive had indeed been at the theater between 11 and midnight. And if the Moswa had truly been there, who was the identical figure who had entered the apartment and never left? There was a good chance it could be a decoy. No way. Lumion couldn't fathom his own suspicion. How could he have been deceived by such a trick, especially after meeting and conversing with Moswa Ive? He was more and more inclined to believe that the prophecy spell was flawed. Perhaps there's a tunnel underneath the apartment leading to the theater. Lumion pondered, searching for plausible explanations. Trier was a city where establishing a tunnel was easier than other places. It only required a short excavation to connect the underground passageways and sewers. However, such tunnels were prone to discovery. The underground Trier teemed with people, police patrolling the area, smugglers traveling through, and planters passing by. Unless the tunnel went deeper or was cleverly hidden, it wouldn't take long for it to be found. I'm back now? Alright, good stuff, Dr. Z. Because I haven't gotten a lot of news about Iran nowadays. Is it, are there still a ton of protests happening, Dr. Z, or how is it down there? Oh shit, Mr. Fool! Thank you, dude! Holy shit! Thank you! That's all. Thank you so much. Holy fuck. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Where was I? Really good. You're ready. You are ready to make audiobooks now? Thank you, Dr. Z. I feel like I've gotten a bit better. I still like mince over words occasionally. Especially when I start, especially if I take a couple of days off. When I'm like starting the first chapter or so, like I feel like I have like cotton mouth. Especially because I talk so much for work nowadays also. Like I just get really tired by the end of the day. But fuck, Mr. Fool made me lose my spot. Amidst these thoughts, Lumion recalled two important details. Firstly, he had witnessed a charge in Moswa Ive's luck when they first met. The next day, he realized that luck had been inexplicably altered. Secondly, Moswa Ive possessed Beyonder powers and had a high likelihood of being a believer in the evil god, the Mother Tree of Desire. Despite having a low sequence, when the official Beyonders brought him in for questioning, they found nothing amiss. Combining these perplexing facts with the disparity between the prophecy spell and reality, Lumion's pupils contracted as he muttered, "A decoy? Could it be real? Was the person residing in the opposite apartment all this time after the robbery a mere decoy? Is that why his luck changed and the official Beyonders failed to detect anything? How was it possible for him to resemble Moswa Ive so perfectly? Did he employ a mystical item akin to mystery prying glasses or some other method? And where is that real Moswa Ive hiding? In the theater? The more Lumion thought, the more unnerved he became. No one had discovered the substitution that had taken place. At the very least, Christo's men showed signs of mirror-like reversal. Oh, he's beginning to think that Moswa Ive also got lost in the tunnel or something and has like a decoy and has basically a stand-in now. From the assortment of the pervert's abilities, Lumion had already deduced that Moswa Ive had sent something awry after being robbed. After all, even a single world door held value as money. No robber would discard it, and if it truly had been discarded, it meant the robbery was not the true objective. It was understandable then that Moswa Ive had prepared himself to conceal his secrets from the official Beyonders. Lumion simply hadn't anticipated such a bizarre method. He had actually fashioned a doppelganger identical to Moswa Ive. For a moment, Lumion couldn't ascertain whether the decoy in the apartment was an ordinary person adorned with Beyonder cosmetics or a devotee of an evil god. If it was the former, Lumion desired to seize the opportunity in the dead of night, apprehend the decoy, administer a thorough beating, and get the truth from him. Then he would deliver the decoy to the police headquarters or a cathedral, leaving the official Beyonders to deal with the matters. If it was the latter, he dared not act impulsively. No one knew the decoy's sequence level or the breadth of its abilities. No, on Monday 2 weeks ago it already ended. Oh. Well. Alright, see you next. I appreciate you popping by, bud. Lumion turned his head once more, casting a glance at the brick-red three-story building housing the theater. He noticed that no more patrons emerged from its entrance, dispelling his idea of venturing inside. His final performance of the day had concluded. After contemplating for a while, Lumion resolved to make some preparations. He rose slowly to his feet and proceeded to La Marche de Courtier de Gentlemen, skulking in the shadows, untouched by the glow of the gas lamps. Along the way, he scrutinized the vagabonds slumbering in the corners of the roadside. Finally, he found a suitable target. Huddled beneath a makeshift barricade in the alley, the vagabond's clothing was tattered and stained with mud. His legs bore the marks of dog bites, festering wounds oozing with pus. In Lumion's eyes, this individual was plagued with misfortune. He would face a series of calamities in the next 2 or 3 days, with potentially his very life at stake. This made him an ideal material for the luck enhancement spell. Lumion intended to employ the ritualistic magic of the Alms monk to fashion an item capable of transmitting ill fortune. If the fake Moswa Ive were to be plagued by misfortune, continually beset by various predicaments, there was a high likelihood he would reveal his predicament to official Beyonders. With this in mind, Lumion had been on the lookout for the most hapless vagabonds, and this particular group belonged to a realm of ill-fated individual. With his cap pulled low, Lumion approached the vagabond, positioning himself so the gas lamps on the street cast a shadow in his face. He crouched down, black-gloved hands ready, and gently prodded the tramp. "You." The tramp stirred, his voice filled with pain and confusion. "I need your assistance with something. Willing to lend a hand?" Lumion produced a silver coin worth 1 Vril d'or. The tramp's eyes lit up and said, "No problem." As he spoke, he extended his hand, already imagining the aroma of apple whiskey sour and a hearty meatloaf. Once the silver coin was in his palm, the tramp's eyes widened. He blurted out in shock, "That's..." Seizing the moment, Lumion turned his head. The tramp swiftly pushed up, attempting to vault over the barricade and sprint out the alley. It was evident that giving money to a vagabond and enlisting his cooperation posed a clear danger. For an ordinary tramp, the logical choice was to take the money and run. Whack! Lumion swiftly withdrew his right hand, calmly observing as the tramp slumped against the barricade, unconscious. Yeah. Listen, I get the vagabond's fear, but like, bro. He's giving you money. At least hear him out. From the start, Lumion had no intention of allowing the tramp to witness everything while awake. If he were blindfolded and his ears blocked, there was still a risk of danger. Moreover, there was a potential for revealing Lumion's identity in the sinister ritualistic magic. Hence, his plan had been to seek out the tramp's consent and render him unconscious. I think if he offered, the tramp would be like, "Yeah, fuck it, I want to take a nap anyway. This is good." Lumion assisted the tramp to his feet as if supporting a drunken companion and guided him to the nearest entrance to underground Trier. Finding a concealed spot, he secured the tramp, binded his feet and hands, blindfolded his eyes, and muffled his ears. Once everything was in place, he stealthily returned to Salle de Brie, retrieving a carbide lamp and the necessary tools. Without delay, he went back to the entrance, carefully lifting the tramp and making his way to the quarry cave, where he had previously performed the prophecy spell. This time, however, the ritual had gone a change. While it remained a dualistic ceremony, the orange candle representing the deity and the other supplicants had been replaced with one of greyish-white hue, still containing Lumien's blood. To enhance his chances of success, Lumien intended to utilize the ritualistic magic to pray to the corruption sealed within his chest and mobilize a fragment of its power. After constructing the altar and erecting a wall of spirituality, he plunged Hedzy's tainted dagger into the tramp and allowed his blood to flow into a metal vial. The tramp stirred, only to be swiftly rendered unconscious. Yeah, I think if someone offered him, it was like, hey, listen, I'll give you like 10 world door and you're gonna pray to this evil god, like, sold. The tramp stirred, only to be swiftly rendered unconscious again. Lumien disinfected and bandaged the wound, blending the blood with ash from his own hair to create an ink-like substance. Using the thin... I'll be going. Long time. Aw, thanks, Mr. Fool. I appreciate you coming by, man. Seriously, thank you so much. You really didn't have to. Well, I always appreciate seeing you, so if you ever get a moment, please pop by. But seriously, thank you so much, dude. Where am I? By the time he completed a fraction of the work, Lumien's forehead was drenched in sweat. He positioned the tramp and the full goatskin adorned with symbols upon the boulder that served as the altar. Dripping perfume and flames and sprinkling powder, Lumien took a step back, fixing his gaze upon the gently flickering yellow candle flame and uttered, "Power of inevitability. You are the past, the present, and the future. You are the cause, the effect, and the process. I implore you to alter this destitute man's fate. I pray that you take away his misfortune." At this juncture, Lumien took a step forward and ignited the full goatskin adorned with mysterious symbols using the silver-black candle flame, placing it within the natural crevice of the altar. As he observed, the parchment began to smolder. In the next instant, he produced a gold coin worth 5 world d'or, engraved with a sunbird, and positioned it near the tramp's outstretched hand. To those gripped by greed, money was an irresistible lure. It served as the optimal conduit. Lumien, burdened by a sensation akin to carrying a weight of 500 kilograms, retreated a step, awaiting the consumption of the smoldering goatskin before commencing. "Grey amber, a herb that belongs to inevitability. Please pass your power to my incantation." The entire altar abruptly ignited, assuming an ethereal semblance. Before Lumien, an illusory, intricate, and chilling river of mercury slightly coursed its way. Circle of Inevitability has to be the top of the fate pathway. I think it just has to be Silver Mercury, Snake of Silver Mercury, fucking River, Snake of Mercury. I don't know. It's too much similarity. Everything returned to its former state, except for the gold coin. Wait, no, hold on. It shrouded the tramp and the gold coin, amplifying the murmurs in Lumien's ears and causing the cyan veins upon his face to bulge. Instinctively, Lumien recoiled from the agony of supplicating for a boon. Suddenly, the illusory image shrank, descending upon the surface of the gold coin, resting upon the altar. Everything returned to its former state, except for the gold coin, which now appeared dimmer under the silver-black illumination. Tommy, how's it going, man? What are you talking about? At the sight of this, Lumion hastily concluded the ritual and extinguished the candles in the proper sequence. The frenzied ravings that had filled his ears vanished, and the searing pain abruptly ceased before it could overwhelm him. Once he tidied up the altar in a rough manner, Lumion shifted his gaze to the 5 door coin. It no longer appeared peculiar. Bathed in the glow of the carbide lamp, it shimmered with a captivating golden sheen, indistinguishable from any other coin. Lumion's eyes darkened as if observing a living creature, examining its misfortune. Normally, he couldn't see an object's fate, but this was different. He realized the coin had been enveloped in black vapor tinged with a hint of blood-red glow, the former symbolizing ill fortune and the latter indicating a degree of impending catastrophe. This meant the luck enhancement spell had succeeded. The tramp's streak of misfortune for the next few days had been transferred to the coin. However, if Lumion didn't find a person to bear this fate within 3 days, it would revert back to the tramp. Lumion continued to gaze at the tramp for a few more seconds, confirming that his luck had been temporarily returned to normal, neither good nor bad. Satisfied, Lumion, already positioned at the edge of the altar, reached out and picked up the coin, which served as the medium. He wasn't concerned that this act would transfer the misfortune to him, because activating the luck enhancement required specific conditions. First, the recipient had to willingly accept the gold coin and subjectively desire to possess it. Secondly, throughout the entire process, the recipient had to exploit a situation they shouldn't have. Exploit a situation they shouldn't have. So if he drops the coin in front of someone and they pick it up, they're accepting the coin willingly, they obviously possess the desire to have it, and they're exploiting a situation because technically they should give it back to the guy, but they're going to keep it. That would work, right? In my mind? In other words, if Lumion used the gold coin to make a purchase, the shopkeeper wouldn't suffer any ill luck because he accepted the item. Unless they sold Lumion something that was counterfeit or dishonestly manipulated for illicit gain. Likewise, if Lumion discreetly slipped the gold coin into Charlie's pocket without his immediate awareness, Charlie would encounter misfortune even when he eventually used it. As the original owner of the coin, Lumion naturally remained unaffected by the luck enhancement spell when he retrieved it. The two straightforward methods to triggering this luck enhancement spell were to keep the coin in his pocket and allow a stranger to steal it. He could also feign leaving it behind so the target would pick it up. Okay, that was close to what I thought of, okay. Lumion believed that unless individuals like COI I'm, who had acquired a miserly habit, underwent a significant transformation, they would still harbor an enduring fondness for money. Falling into such a trap would be easy for them. I love how he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You're broke? Okay, you're gonna fall for this one real quick, buddy boy." And I'm like, yeah, alright. Well, I guess not even necessarily broke, but you're greedy, rather. After erasing various traces on the altar, he hoisted the tramp on his back and went up to the surface. He dumped him back to the alley where he found him, removing the ropes binding his hands and feet, along with a cloth covering his ears and eyes. The tramp slowly uttered, "Please, let me go." He blinked his eyes open, instinctively looking around, but to his realization, there was no one in sight, and he was slumbering at his normal spot. The tramp fell silent. As his senses gradually returned, his initial reaction was to delve into his pocket. A chill seeped into his mind, and with a gleeful expression, he retrieved a silver coin worth a Verl d'Or. No, Kami, if, let's say, I'm walking, or Lumion's walking, I guess, and it slips out of his pocket, and the person behind him picks it up, and instead of saying, "Hey, mister, you dropped a coin," or whatever, and gives it back, and says, "Oh, I'm going to keep it," that's an illicit gain. That is an illicit gain. He's profiting from a thing where he shouldn't. And he has the desire to possess it, so that would work. If I just dropped it, if I just left it, and then, no one found it for an hour, then yeah, it makes sense, because, hey, I don't have anywhere to track who this belongs to, whatever. But, if I find a wallet on the ground, my obligation is to like look up the person, try to find them with their like ID or whatever, and be like, hey, I found your wallet, can you come pick it up or whatever, right? But that's a shit joke, mate. That's not on me. That's just a shit joke. Have you considered, hear me out here, making better jokes, idiot? Only then did he recall to examine his body. Soon he noticed that his arm was bandaged, and a sharp ache assaulted his mind. Apart from that, nothing out of the ordinary. The tramp stumbled to his feet and rubbed his backside as he muttered, "Oh, that kind of pervert." Having witnessed the world prior to his bankruptcy, he was aware that Trier housed its fair share of peculiar people. Consequently, various private organizations had sprung up, some that advocated that men and women exist solely for reproduction, while others believed that true love only blossomed between men. Gathering even catered to those who believed that women alone had the power secret to loving their own kind. What am I reading, bro? This is so French coded. Even beyond the French words that are being used, Trier is just France. It's like in a state of decline. You know, they keep talking about our glory days under Emperor Roselle. Like, okay, little bro, it's over. Get it together. The tramp had initially suspected that he had fallen victim to men with a peculiar fixation for foul, unwashed men, but it seemed that wasn't the case. After pondering for a moment, he conjectured that someone had taken an interest in his blood and extracted some, and 1 Vril d'Or was his reward. He had heard tales of influential figures relying on continual blood fusion to sustain their lives. He had also heard... No, hold on. At least there's 1 Vril d'Or, the tramp rejoiced. He even entertained the hope that the other party would seek him out again. When the time came, he would willingly inquire about their desired price. Lumion relied on a copper coin toss to decide how he would spend whether he would spend the night at Auberge de Côte d'Or. Consequently, he returned to room 207 and slept until 6 a.m. After having breakfast and engaging in some outdoor exercise and returning to the motel and changing, Lumion prepared to set off for Avenue de Marche to find 2 cleaning ladies hard at work. Lumion caught sight of the cleaning lady in her 50s, sporting a vibrant golden wig and makeup as she diligently cleaned. "You're Elodie, aren't you?" Lumion said. He recalled Charlie mentioning that name. "Yes, Monsieur Ciel." Elodie straightened her posture. She wore an old yet clean grayish-white dress and stood at an average height of 1.65 meters. From her facial features, it was evident that she had been quite attractive in her youth. "You know me?" Lumion asked. "Monsieur Charlie spoke of you before. He mentioned that you are the hotel's guardian." As expected of Charlie. No trace of inferiority or fear. Lumion started to feel that Elodie, the cleaning lady, wasn't a former street girl as Charlie thought. He asked, "I heard that Charlie said that you used to be a theater actress." "Yes," she said, with a huge smile. "I performed in 2 theaters, taking on supporting roles. However, one of them went bankrupt and the other stopped hiring me for some reason. I was already quite old by then, though." As she reminisced about her past, a hint of melancholy appeared in her demeanor. Lumion nodded and glanced to the motel door. "Have you heard of Theatre de la Ancienne Cage Pigeon?" Bro, I fucking hate this. This cleaning lady named Elodie was originally a theater actress, but she had been hired by Monsieur Ives, the motel landlord who had a close relationship with the theater. It was a little suspicious. Elodie's expression became animated. Bro, I fucking just, oh, it's so much French. Oh my god. I can't, I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited for when Easy starts to read COI. Bro, I'm gonna fucking be there in every stream, just being like, say that word again? Like, I'm gonna be the fucking most annoying fucking cunt ever. Like, wow, so uncultured. You don't even know how to pronounce it. Amateur. Um, I know that the plays are splendid. The actors possess remarkable acting abilities. It's worth saving up for an entire month just to purchase a ticket for their shows. When I attended a performance there, I discovered that they were in need of a cleaning lady for half a day. That's how I ended up here. I see. It seems unrelated to the theater or COI I've. Lumion refrained from further probing to avoid raising any suspicions. He smiled and remarked, "Seems like you have other jobs?" Yes, Kami, true. The constant circle of looking down on people. See, let me wait. Yeah, I'm gonna act like a Frenchman just for this. Hold on. Let me show you. Okay, this is what me, Easy, and Dara are doing. Okay.
The lesson of Blauman is that when your boss screams at you, you never scream back. That's why there's a little thing in corporate America I like to call the chain of screaming. Screaming? Yes. The chain of screaming starts at the top. Arthur's boss's boss screams at Arthur's boss.
I make fun of Easy.
Arthur's boss screams at Arthur.
Easy screams at Dara.
Arthur screams at you.
Dara drinks copiously to deal with her, all the fun she's being made
You
of.
go home and scream at Lily.
I show up at Dara's stream, and she yells at me.
Lily screams at one of the kids in her kindergarten class.
It makes me feel bad, so I make more fun of Easy.
Then that kid screams at her dad, Arthur's boss's boss.
Easy, feeling bad about all the jokes I'm making at him, goes back and yells more at Dara. You circle of screaming.
And the whole thing starts all over again, thus completing the circle of screaming.
I thought it was a chain of screaming.
It's a circle, Ted. I called it a circle.
I don't scream at Lily.
And I don't scream at my kids, none of whom have parents who...
Yeah, right. From here it's not super relevant, but, you get the point. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Lumin refrained from probing further to avoid raising any suspicion and asked, "Seems like you have other jobs?" Elodie believed that Monsieur Ciel sought to ascertain the cleaning lady's background to protect the motel's interests, so she responded, "Every day from 2 to 10. I work at a factory south of the market district called Goodville chemical factory situated on Rue Saint-Hilaire." You know what the funny thing is, coming? So I didn't recall. I know I learned this in school, but like I didn't recall offhand that like rue was the French word for street. But having it read COI, it was something that it was something that came up so often. It just rejogged my memory, and so like I know, okay. And at work, I had a client call in, and he was like, "Hey, I have a question about one of my accounts. Like it's not working." And then so I had to check, and I was like, "Hey, sir, I see that there's like a discrepancy in your account on your address on file." And the discrepancy was that on one place it just said like the name of the street, like I don't fucking James Street. I don't know, pick a name. I can't fucking remember. And on one side it was like James, and on the other side it was like Rue James. And our back office is like, why is this different? And I'm like, you actual fucking retards. I know this. Haha. I was like, oh, okay, no worries. Let me get that fixed for you. That laugh track, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, Unknown. It doesn't bother me the way like it viscerally bothers other people. Like I get the problem with it. I get like the the social cue of like, hey, don't tell me when to laugh. If it's funny, I'll laugh. Like whatever. I get that. But like it doesn't viscerally bother me in the way that like people are like, I can't watch a show if there's a fucking if there's a lot. Like I don't know. It doesn't bother me, honestly. I don't think it should be lagging, Kami. Bye, Jimo. Maybe, but let me ask you. Do you consider French people cultured? If you say yes, then COI readers are cultured. If you say no, then probably not. Hard no from unknown. Rue Saint-Hilaire ran alongside Trier city walls and neighbored the factories in Quartier de Jardin Botanique. Trier's factories had preserved a practice from the era of Roselle. If production continued around the clock, the workers were distributed into 3 shifts. One for the morning to noon, one from the afternoon to evening, and final one for the night. That sounds demanding, Lumion said. I have 2 children who are nearly grown. Once they secure jobs, I won't have to toil away so relentless. What about your husband? Lumion asked. And Elodie's face darkened. He died in a factory accident a few years ago. Lumion didn't pry any further. Instead, he engaged in a conversation with the other cleaning lady, faithfully fulfilling his duties as the protector of the motel. Exiting Avenue de Marche, Lumion stepped onto Avenue de Marche, making his way towards the theater. He wasn't intentionally waiting for Monsieur Ives, who was suspected to be a decoy. His intention was simply to observe. His primary objective was to keep a close watch on the individuals heading to 126 Avenue de Marche. Would it be chill if we stop at, let's say, 200 even today? Can we do that? I'm okay to go a little bit longer today. I feel like decent. I'm not tired. No more so than usual, I suppose, but I feel decent. We can go to like 200. Let me see if I know Luvian sent me a thing. 200 is an okay place. 200. Okay, so he says to stop at 199, so we'll stop there. Lumion didn't pry. Dude, if I say the word Luvion and the word Lumion comes up to me right after, it like my brain short circuits. I don't know what that is. Like my brain just, I don't know. Lumion didn't pry further. Instead, he engaged in a conversation with the other cleaning lady. The prophecy spell had revealed to him that he would cross paths with Louis Lund on Avenue de Marche. Hammer 8 had mentioned that Louis would once again seek out the boss of the Poison Spur mob, Roger, this Saturday or Sunday, and Roger resided at 126 Avenue de Marche. Dude, I am unknown. I've done it a couple of times. The problem is they sound similar enough, and I kind of catch myself midway, so it becomes like close enough that people don't catch it. But like I will if I say like, oh Luvian, you're right, and then I go like like it'll fuck my like I don't know why. With this combination of information, Lumion had decided to become a permanent resident of Avenue de Marche on Monday and wander about in hopes of encountering his target. As Lumion neared the theater and Monsieur Ives' apartment, he slowed his pace. Sometimes he sat amongst the tramps, while others he visited a nearby cafe. Since he was already there, it was only natural for him to keep an eye out for Monsieur Ives. After all, this was Avenue de Marche as well. Luvian talking with Franca and Jenna, you say? I have agenda then. Luvian's a real player, man. I'm telling you, gotta keep an eye out for that guy. Clad in a faded formal suit, a worn-out top hat, and a black cane that was on the verge of losing its paint, Monsieur Ives emerged from his apartment and made his way towards the Suhit steam locomotive station. Lumion stood gradually and glanced behind him. He feigned terror and jogged, as if being pursued by an enemy. In his attempt to overtake Monsieur Ives from behind, he accidentally collided with him. A clatter ensued as a golden coin fell to the ground, yet Lumion seemed oblivious to it. He lowered his head and fled in a panic. Monsieur Ives grumbled, his gaze drawn to the golden coin on the pavement. Subconsciously, he wanted to call out to the impolite individual, but he extended his hand, no words escaping his lips. He scanned his surroundings, squatted down, and retrieved the 5 Voldor coin, nonchalantly slipping it into his pocket. Am I... Did I call that or did I fucking call that? Okay, spot on. Okay. Why do I keep getting lag? I mean, bad internet. Hidden behind the shadow of an ebony street lamp, a mere 20 meters away from Moswa Ive, Lumion leaned discreetly, tugged his cap lower amidst the bustling crowd, and watched intently as his mark retrieved the coin and stashed it away. Only then did Lumion release a sigh of relief. With one hand nonchalantly tucked in his pocket, he strolled towards 126 Avenue de Marche, paying no further heed to the dubious decoy for the luck enhancement spell which had been set in motion, impervious to interruption. Nothing is impervious to interruption. However, the spell required time to manifest. Within half a day, or at most a full day, misfortune would incessantly plague the false Moswa Ive. Lumion need only orchestrate a small incident when the opportune moment arrived, and the chances were high that Moswa Ive would inadvertently unveil his peculiar nature to legitimate beyonders. As Lumion ventured forth, he realized that 126 Avenue de Marche was none other than the abode of Roger, the very nerve center of the Poison Spur mob. Consequently, he dared not approach too closely, wary of exposing himself. Settling himself near a cafe window, diagonally positioned at a distance of over 10 meters, he ordered a Fermo coffee and dariole. While waiting for his refreshments, Lumion attentively scanned the passerby on Avenue de Marche, his gaze lingering upon the promotional posters adorning the cafe walls. A prevalent theme among them was the impending National Convention elections scheduled to commence on Sunday. There were 3 contenders vying for position: Matthew Boulanger, representing the National Party; Hughes Artois, championing the Enlightenment Party. Okay, my goat from the Enlightenment Party, for real. And Jacques Sanson, hailing from the Revolutionary Party. You know what? Never mind. Sanson, the offspring of Charles Henri Sanson, my goat. Never mind. We're with the Revolutionary Party. Fuck them. As Lumion observed the fervor surrounding the approach to 126 Avenue de Marche, he found himself engrossed in the manifestos of candidates. Matthew Boulanger, the incumbent Member of Parliament for La Marche de Quartier de Gentlemen District, advocated for the restoration of Intis's former glory. His rallying cry was "Make Intis glorious again." My god. He's not even trying to hide it. My god. No, I switched, Kami. First of all, I didn't say Matthew. I said, I first said Hugh Artois from the Enlightenment Party, and then switched to Jacques Sanson. Okay, fuck you. You know it's a Reagan slogan? Wait, really? Is that true? Let's make America great again. Holy shit, it was used in the 80s by Reagan. Holy shit. I didn't know this. Wait, thank you. Attributed to the nation's current predicaments due to its defeat in the recent war against the Lone Kingdom. His proposed solution entailed reorganizing the army with a renewed focus on prioritizing Intis's interests. He sought to regain the advantages relinquished in the southern continent, bolstering the economy and transforming the marketplace district. Hugh Artois, a candidate gaining considerable popularity of late, advocated for more jobs, a fairer society. His pledge was to invigorate the economy, constructing the additional factories in the southern region of the Marketplace District, while simultaneously dismantling the shackles that bound factory owners, bankers, financiers, and merchants. But his intentions also encompassed challenging the privileges enjoyed by the church and the affluent, imposing heavier taxes on them. Yeah, I know. He's just sitting there. He's like, "Feel to put," and you're like, "What the fuck?" Jacques Samson, a member of the Revolutionary Party, shared Hugh Artois' conviction that societal privileges had no place in the modern world. You think I swear out loud? You don't? He boldly asserted that the current tariff policies hindered Intis's progress. What? You mean tariffs aren't a great economic policy that totally hasn't been fucking, debunked in the 1910s? What? What do you mean? This is news to me, I say. He boldly asserted that the current tariff policy hindered Intis's progress. Particularly the city walls and the 54 checkpoints surrounding Trier. Samson advocated for the free circulation of goods and the establishment of a liberated marketplace, which would lead to the proliferation of factories and a significant increase in tax revenue. By taxing the privilege amongst these reforms, the national treasury would swiftly recover from any initial setback. When the time came, Samson planned to explore the implementation of Rozel's envisioned annuity guarantee system, providing essential protection to workers in the Marketplace District. His slogans resounded, "Take down those damned walls." This is giving me very Mr. Gorbachev, take down that wall. Having finished reading the candidate's platform, Lumion couldn't help but feel inclined to vote for Jacques Samson. My go. See? Y'all say Lumion is really smart? How did he and I go for the same candidate? Because I'm really smart. Get fucked. Nah, bro, we need to build them. This is the vibe Kami's giving me right now. Y'all ready? It's the vibe any Frenchman gives, mind you, but it's all the same.
Le 1 ou le 11?
Le 1.
Animal qui vit parmi nous.
Étranger.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, look at his face. There's no fucking remorse at all.
Non, non, merci, c'est pas non.
I love this clip, bro. Oh, I love this clip. Oh, that's so jokes. Jesus, that guy's getting fired from his job. Maria was the hole under another wall, no? I had 3 walls and... yeah. Wall Maria, yeah. Maria, Senna, and Rosewall, you're right. Actual auntie's crazy. Kami just jumped straight from xenophobia to ageism in like 2 sentences. True Frenchman, dude. Oh my god. Having finished reading the candidates platform, Lewin couldn't help but feel inclined to vote for Sanson. While it remained uncertain whether Sanson possessed the capability to realize his ideas, cheaper alcohol and goods would bring tangible benefits and security to the people in the marketplace district. As for taxing the privilege, they weren't overly concerned as long as the burden didn't exceed a copay. Yet, it was evident that Samson faced discrimination. His posters were relegated to the farthest corners, barely visible. This treatment stemmed from the Revolutionary Party's perennial status as a minority within the National Convention. As the Poison Spur mob boss rallied behind Hugh Artois of the Enlightenment Party, Lumin directed his utmost attention towards this candidate. He not only perused Artois' election platform, but also scrutinized his photographs. Artois, a man in his 30s, possessed a luxuriant head of black fluffy hair, with hints of grey at his temples. His nose stood tall and proud, complemented by his deep blue eyes. I can't allow this man to be elected, unless I dismantle the mob before that happens. But the mob still enjoys the mysterious support of Madame Moon. Even if the Roger falls, another Red Scorpion will take its place. Yes, the elections are set to commence this Sunday. The police headquarters, military police, and official beyonders will be mobilized to vigilantly monitor each constituency. Causing trouble won't be easy. Shall I involve the laborers, porters, and waiters of the Savoy mob? Lumin contemplated how to secure national convention seat for both Matthew Boulanger and Jacques Sampson. Lost in thought, he maintained a watchful eye on the window, hoping to catch sight of Louis. After a considerable amount of time, a golden sun ascended into the sky, and Lumin realized that waiting was not a viable option. Fluffy hair and grey at the temples? As his thoughts, as a leader of the Savoy mob, he had numerous responsibilities. Waiting 2 days straight was simply unfeasible. As these thoughts raced, Lumin was struck by an idea. Why should I do it myself when I have so many subordinates? With that thought, Lumin rose from his seat and left the cafe and made his way to Salle de Barbary. As he reached the middle of the Avenue de Marche, Lumin's attention was drawn to the gathering by the roadside. In the outskirts of the crowd stood a circle of black uniformed police officers. Amidst 200 to 300 people, there stood a makeshift wooden platform, a man in a black suit, sans his bow tie. A massive porter displayed his photo adorned with the outer wall of the house behind him. "We need jobs! We need money! I will make factories! I pledge tax concession for these factories!" Isn't that Hugh Artois? Lumin, utilizing his above-average intus height, could clearly see the speaker. It was an elegant, black-haired, blue-eyed Hugh Artois. Lumin listened for a moment, his gaze instinctively scanning the upper levels of the building opposite Hugh's. As expected, he detected signs of police officers or individuals who clearly didn't belong to the household. He's pretty well protected. I can't exactly shoot him in the face. Lumin averted his gaze, a tinge of regret washing over him. I love how Lumin is so direct, whereas like Klein would enter this and be like, oh my god, such a chance encounter. Okay, what I must do is somehow get close to him, pluck a strand of his hair so that I can track him down later when he's less protected. And then when that's done, I'm going to hide a hex bag near his fucking room so that he chokes on his own spit when I'm like hundreds of kilometers away, so no one ever suspects it was me. And Lumin's like, damn, I can't shoot him in the fucking face. This is annoying. Oh, God. Lumin listened. Wait, no, hold on. There was another way to ensure Hugh's defeat in the elections, and that was to prevent him from participating altogether. Those who perished would automatically forfeit their right to run. Lumion had seriously contemplated the feasibility of this plan while at the cafe, but concluded it would stir up too much chaos. The mob would likely be mobilized and used as scapegoats, and he would fall into that category too. If that happened, his true identity would be exposed, compelling him to flee the market district, if not Trier altogether, and he would lose the opportunity to track down Madame Polly and the Padre. Assassinating the candidate appeared to be quite a challenge. Even if you were fortunate enough to succeed, escape is not guaranteed. Lumion shifted his gaze to the people standing behind the wooden platform. They were most likely members of Hugh Artois' campaign, a trio of men and 2 women. Why is what censored? Wait, is Klein versus Lumion at sequence 8 who wins? Well, so unknown, the actual answer in my mind is Klein in my mind is like fucking Batman, okay? The question is dependent solely on prep time. Because at sequence 8 right now, he's at 2 sequences. He's 2 sequences, sequence 8. So he's like way stronger, especially at close combat where a hunter would just be able to just run circles around a clown in terms of combat abilities. But I think with prep time, I don't know if 30 minutes would be quite okay. No, we'll say 30 minutes, that's fine. Do they both know about each other? Like, do they both know, does like Lumion know about Klein's abilities and Klein knows about Lumion's abilities? It doesn't have to be all, like they know the sequences and stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be like Lumion knows that he's the, fool or whatever. Okay, yeah. That was really close, man. Because he's of 2 sequences, so like, who really knows, But I think if they know about each other's sequences, I think with 30 minutes of prep time, Klein could probably pull out a win, if not at least force a stalemate. Like it'd be like a high difficulty, maybe extreme difficulty win if he wins, but I feel like I would lean more towards Klein than Lumion. No prep time, I think Lumion takes it, like mid difficulty or something. I don't know. Fearful of missing Louis Lund, Lumion paid no heed to Hugh Artois' oration and withdrew from the throng and made his way to Salle de Balbry. Addressing Louis and Sarkota, Lumion spoke, "Dispatch 4 men to keep watch on 126 Avenue de Marche." 126? Isn't that Roger's residence? Is he planning on starting the Poison Spur mob again? Lumion nodded. "You got it. Don't get too close and ensure you remain undetected. Stand guard from different vantage points and observe whether he appears among the passerbys." Lumion gestured towards the wanted poster adorning the walls, as well as Louis Lund. Since joining the mob, Louis's own poster had been discreetly moved to an even more inconspicuous spot. Since Louis and Sarkota turned their attention to the wanted poster, examining its contents, words like Cordoue Village caught their eye. They got the rough idea. "Yes, boss." Once the 4 mobsters departed with the wanted posters in tow, Lumion turned to Louis and Sarkota. "Over the next few days, your task will be to maintain order on the first floor of the dance hall. I just caught snippets of Hugh Artois' speech. Not bad. Whom does our mob support in the Member of Parliament? The Baron mentioned that he intends to vote for Monsieur Artois as well." Shit, no. Idiots. "You guys are fools. You know nothing." Inconsequential. Incapable of following a larger plan. Alright, bear with me. I'm gonna go play another chess game, okay? Well, I'm gonna try to get to 700 right now. We can do it. Okay. Just trust. I'm not gonna fuck this up again. I'm not. Trust. I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't know how yet, but I will. Watch me. Okay, we got our standard London accelerated. Okay, we're good. You're worse than YouTube ads? Bro, I don't run any ads, okay? Fuck you. I literally, aside from the people who like are members or donate, I literally don't even run ads for you guys, okay? Fuck you for saying that. Fuck you. Fuck you in particular, Sid. Oh, it is. Yes, thank you. I've just always been a fan of the London opening, honestly. Am I cursed? I always seem to join when anything but see. Jesus Christ, Livion. Okay, no. We literally just. If I win this, I promise. If I win this, promise. Literally just one more. No more chess games. Okay, this is the. If I win, we end it here. If I don't win, we're gonna have a fucking problem because then I need to win twice. Which is cooked, okay? We can't let this happen. If I don't take this, then he goes here, which is fucking bad. Where's the other core? I don't know what you want from me. Okay, there you go. Fine. I'm gonna go here. So I'm gonna go here. So. I'm gonna go here for a moment because the problem is this is a discovered check on discovered attack on this. Let's see that. It's bad. That's. It ain't over till it's over, trust. And we're gonna take this, we're gonna he's up 3 points, but then we're just gonna start taking his pawns. We're gonna make this work, okay? Trust. And that's why London opening is exactly, it's so messy. Which I kind of like about it, don't get me wrong. He just has to go here. He's a coward. Yeah, exactly. Like no one. Yeah, exactly. But the problem is at a higher level, no one even plays the London opening anymore. It's just, honestly speaking, bad. Also need to do this though. Just to protect this. god, dude, he made... Oh my god, he crumbled. Like, look, okay, watch the fucking eval bar. I don't know offhand, but watch the eval bar. Hey, okay, I played like Prime Me for a moment there. I clutched up though. Like, okay, watch. We're like, wait, he had a brilliant? You're taking the fucking... Oh, I had a brilliant. Oh, I'm amazing. No, he had a brilliant. I'm dumb. I'm like... okay, great. Yeah, he had a brilliant. Oh my god. Like, look at this, okay? I'm like, just... Like, I'm just getting my shit kicked in. Like, 3-1, which is fair, because he has a 2-point, lead. And then he goes here, and it's like, oh, you dumb fuck. And then it's like, immediately +4. I jumped up 7 points. And then he pulls this shit. Like, I don't know. I guess the horsey just didn't occur to him. Like, bro, come on. Oh my god, dude. All right, we're above 700 now. Let's fucking go, baby. I don't know for sure, Unknown, but I don't think that's how that works, no? Doesn't it have like a... I don't know. Oh well, okay. We're above 700 now. Let's go. Okay. All right, we can go back to reading now. I know. That's what y'all are here for. But all the same, okay, we got it, baby. Let's go. Now we can play off stream as well. Oh yeah. I'm trying to get better. Okay, I'm like my thought processes from when I actually used to play are like kicking back in. I'm like not a complete idiot. Sometimes my brain does, like, sometimes my brain will do what his brain just did and just well, you are toi. Lumi never expected this. Did the competing mob and the poison spur mob really endorse the same candidate? Sorry, did the two competing mobs really endorse the same candidate? If Artois succeeded, would he assist the poison spur mob in dealing with the Savoy mob, or would he help the Savoy mob? Or would he demand peace between them? The more Lumion thought, the more he sensed something was wrong. Thank you, Dr. Z. If the influential figure behind both mobs was none other than Hugh Artois, then the two sides wouldn't have become bitter enemies. Thank you, Kame. Though Lumion played his part, wasn't he acting under the blessing of the boss and the Baron? Furthermore, Hugh Artois wasn't an elected member of Parliament. What authority did he have to protect both mobs? The only plausible explanation was the machination of the Enlightenment Party, but it made no sense for them to incite two rival mobs to fight each other to the death. Lumion, lacking experience in this area, failed to answer even after considerable thought. All he could do was sigh. I can't employ the mob's men to secretly intimidate voters into not supporting Hugh Artois. He glanced at Lumion and said, "Why was I unaware that our mob is backing Hugh Artois? I assume the Baron already told you, boss. Wasn't that the purpose of the handover?" The Baron was in a foul mood after losing Saul de Barbry and couldn't be bothered to inform me of many things. In any case, I'll find out when I need to know. Lumion muttered inwardly as he departed from the Saul de Barbry. Yeah, come here, I got it. Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry. This is my favorite music. Okay, I don't even... He may not be... wait. He proceeded directly to the third floor and made his way to room 5, the dwelling of Anthony Reed, the information broker. Lumion nodded, but no response came. He may not be home. That makes sense. How can an information broker stay holed up at home all the time? Lumion retrieved a note and fountain pen he carried with him, and wrote a note using Anthony's door as a surface. I've received intel that Louis will be seen on Avenue de Marche from Saturday to Sunday. Please keep a close watch. As soon as you spot him, notify me. You can either find me in room 207 at the motel or Salle de Barbry. The agreed payment will be made promptly when the time comes. CL. After sliding the note through the crevices of room 305's door, Lumion returned to Salle de Barbry and settled in the cafe. Has Louis Lund been discovered? Lumian rose from his feet, eyeing his subordinate. The mobster appeared inexplicably anxious, as if a famished lion had set its sight on him. Without waiting for Lumian to inquire, he said, Boss, this is bad. I saw a group of police officers heading towards the depot. The depot? Isn't that under the boss's ownership? Ah, near the depot lies the warehouse belonging to Christo. Could Franca's report have taken effect? Lumian contemplated a possibility, which left him disheartened. In his eyes, the mirror people and any potential harm they may bring couldn't hold a single strand to Louis Lund's hair. Suppressing his emotion and residual excitement, Lumian spoke. Understood, I'll handle it. Return to your original post and remain vigilant for the person depicted in the wanted poster. In half an hour, I'll send 4 others to relieve you. Yes, boss, the gangster said. As Lumian watched him leave, he gazed at his trembling hands. It was a result of the sudden urge of exhilaration he experienced when he thought his subordinates had brought news of Louis Lund. At times, my stability wavers. Fortunately, I have another psychiatric session for this Sunday. Aw, we get to see Susie again. Outside the warehouse belonging to Christo, he, along with the subordinates and the porters, had gathered together, encircled by 20 to 30 police officers. Christo forced a fawning smile and addressed the superintendent, saying, Bonsoir. Why have you suddenly surrounded the warehouse? I am a legitimate businessman. Do not assume we are unaware of our unusual dealings. We are not dealing with you because you abide by the rules and know what is permissible. Your only choice now is to cooperate and aid us in unraveling this. All right, no problem. He had already distributed the batch of goods from yesterday. As long as the genuine account books were not discovered, there was no concrete evidence to accuse him with. With his short black hair, Everett turned to the man standing beside him and said, Bonsoir, Deputy Assistant Commissioner, you may proceed. The police department in Trier had 4 ranks, in ascending order: Chief Superintendent, Deputy Assistant Commissioner, Assistant Commissioner, and Deputy Commissioner. Of these, there was only one Deputy Commissioner, the head of Trier's police department. Across the entire Intas Republic, the Minister of the Police Department, a Commissioner, held the highest rank. The Assistant Commissioner and the Deputy Commissioner served as Trier Police Department's Deputy Minister and Police Committee members. Their epaulets showed off off-white diamond squares behind the 7-petaled irises. There were 4 commissioners, 3 deputies, 2 assistants, and 1 deputy assistant. In other words, this uncouth man with blonde hair and a golden beard held an equal rank to Imark, the police committee member in charge of the entire La Marche de Quartier de Gentlemen. But Christo didn't know much about him. Just call me Angolme. Angolome? Angolme? How do I pronounce this? A city in France.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this city located in the Charente department in France. How do you say it in French? It is pronounced as Angoulême.
Angoulême. You may call me Angoulême. His gaze swept across Christo, Urkin, and the others, inexplicably making them feel as though they were staring at the blinding sun. Angolome averted his gaze and instructed the plainclothes team behind him. You may bring that object forward. Thank you, Kami. Angolme averted his gaze and said, You may bring that object forward. 2 teams approached the nearby 4-wheeled carriage and unveiled a flat, wide, sizable object covered in a black velvet curtain, and positioned the object beside Angolme. Angolme locked eyes with Christo and the others, suddenly raising his chin and uttered, Line up in front of me, one by one. Christo sensed the kid in his pocket trembling visibly. He surmised that Angolme was an official beyonder, someone of considerable power. After a few moments of contemplation, he approached him fearfully. Suddenly, Ongome opened up the black velvet curtain, revealing the complete appearance of the object beside. A full-body mirror, simple and unadorned, mounted on a stand of rusted iron black. Christo's reflection appeared in the mirror, capturing every detail. Christo remained unaware of anything amiss, but Erkin's expression underwent a drastic change behind him. Erkin turned to the left, trying to escape. Almost 20 others followed in suit. Bang! 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 Ongome's team had already prepared, raising their arms and squeezing the trigger. Bullets struck those fleeing, but it was as if they struck an illusion, passing through them and landing in the distance. Ongome extended his left hand and adjusted the mirror beside. The mirror reflected Erkin's figure against a dark background, and Erkin froze in place. In an instant, he was drawn to the full-body mirror, a look of horror etched on his face. As the two collided, Erkin's body vanished, and in the blink of an eye, he reappeared in the mirror, his face stained with blood. He opened his mouth as if to scream, but an invisible force pulled him into the unnaturally dark backdrop of the mirror, and he vanished. Witnessing this, Christo stood dumbfounded, forgetting to aid his brother. One thought echoed in his mind: there's something wrong with them. Meanwhile, Ongome's subordinates worked to control the fleeing individuals. The ordinary people caught in the midst of the chaos cowered on the ground, trembling. In Salle de Barbary, Lumion sat at the bar counter, listening to Jenna's captivating singing. 2 hours later, he received news that Christo was unharmed, but a group of subordinates had passed. Quite efficient, Lumion thought. As the risque song came to an end, a woman who had been waiting on the sidelines took the stage and approached a young band member as she sobbed. It seemed she was delivering news of someone's death, and the band member froze. After a few moments, he flung aside his 6-string zither strapped to him and ran off stage. However, he only managed a few steps before he fell to the ground heavy, tears streaming down his face. Jenna, adorned in a shimmering red dress, observed him for a few seconds before pressing her lips together. She didn't offer any consolation, allowing the two to weep. She quietly stepped down and asked Lumion, "What happened?" What happened?" Lumion asked. His father passed away in an accident an hour ago. I know him. Learning to play a musical instrument hasn't been easy for him. His father worked as a porter and his mother a dishwasher. Without their support, he would be limited to manual labor. A few hours ago, a porter. Lumion pieced it together as he gazed at the stage. And change back music? Oh, thank you. $190. His dad died days ago. Fair. He just didn't know it. I mean, those mirror dimension people really didn't do anything bad yet. I mean, maybe they were going to, but... Since when do we kill people for maybe doing something bad? Disappointed. After the band member and his mother got time off from Renee, Salle de Balbry's manager, the drum beats reverberated through the air. Lumion turned his gaze to Jenna, who was standing beside him. I thought you would offer him some comfort, you know? Being colleagues and such. In that moment just now, what he needed wasn't comfort, but a release. Offering condolence would only worsen his pain. You seem to understand it quite well. Why do I feel you've experienced something similar? A few years ago, I went through the same thing when my father passed. One day, before dawn, my mother took me to the rooftop of our apartment and stayed with me till sunrise. I witnessed the gradual brightening of the sun from pitch black to deep blue. It grew lighter and lighter. In that moment, she told me that the darkness would eventually pass and the sun would rise. Light would always find a way to illuminate the land. When he returns to the band, I'll find an opportunity to share something similar with him. You have a wonderful mother, Lumion said. Jenna accepted the compliment with pride. As Lumion chuckled, he said, "You managed to say so much without resorting to curses. That's unlike you." Bug, how's it going, man? You know, what is it? Are we okay, money? You know, the disrespect over my chess skills is completely warranted. I'm not going to judge you for it. I have that stalemate from like 3 days ago still actually haunts me. Like, I see it in my fucking nightmares. And managed to claw it back from the edge of fucking defeat and then just fucking stalemate him like an idiot. Lumion's initial impulse was to write a letter to Madame Magician and request her to check in with the psychiatrist, Madame Susie, about the possibility of rescheduling the treatment by a day. However, he couldn't shake off the feeling that if his condition being unstable for the past 2 days, if he didn't act promptly, he may face severe consequences when tracking down Louis. Even though Madame Polly wasn't exactly Madame Knight, Lumion couldn't confront her directly. His main objective was to locate the survivors from Cordoue and engage in a friendly conversation. Lumion didn't hold much animosity towards Madame Polly. While she believed in an evil god and had involvement in Cordoue, it appeared she wasn't responsible for the disaster. Hence, if he allowed himself to become unstable and react impulsively, escalating the conflict with her and making her his enemy, matters would undoubtedly become troublesome. As for the dispute with the Poison Spur mob, a problem with Madame Moon didn't equate to in matters involving Madame Knight. After careful consideration, Lumion devised a plan to find someone who could track Louis Lund on his behalf and follow him. There was no need to consider individuals without beyonder powers. They simply wouldn't be able to keep up. There are 2 options. The first is Anthony Reed. The second is Franca. She, along with Aurora, belong to the curly-haired Baboon Society. Franca knows who I truly am and displays a level of concern for me. She is trustworthy to some extent, not to mention that she still owes me a favor. As these thoughts raced through his mind, he rose from his seat, making his way to his bedroom on the 2nd floor and leaving Saul de Baubery. Auberge de Cote door. Lumion knocked on the wooden door. "Please, come in," Anthony said. The door slowly opened and the information broker stood as Lumion entered. Wearing a grayish-blue worker uniform, he seemed to have spent his whole day in the southern part of the market district. "I read your note," Anthony said. "I've been keeping an eye on Avenue de Marche." "I have other matters to attend to between 2:30 and 5 p.m. tomorrow," Lumion said. "If you happen to spot the target during that time, don't inform me. Simply follow him and ascertain his place of residence." "Very well," Anthony said. He made no mention of an additional fee, and Lumion was content not to broach the subject. 3 Rue de Bleu Blanche housed a relatively new apartment building. Its beige facade boasted a charming curvature, featuring numerous irregular walls adorned with a variety of statues. Angels, animals, celebrities, and legendary objects found their place amidst the architecture. Lumion stood before room 601 and pressed the doorbell, and with a jingling sound, Franca swung open her door. Observing that the other party showed no signs of weariness and wasn't even wearing a bra, Lumion made a conscious effort to keep his gaze focused. Before opening the doors, Franca seemed to already know the identity of the visitor she greeted with a smile. "Come to seek knowledge and mysticism? After all our discussions, you have finally arrived." "No, it's something else," Lumion responded. Franca turned and walked towards the sofa, Lumion following closely behind as he entered. This apartment consisted of 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a living room, and a kitchen. The furnishings in the living room, such as the sofa, coffee table, dining table, chairs, and cupboards, were predominantly beige, iron black, silver white, or light grey. The colors were muted and lacked vibrancy. The overall aesthetic was one of simplicity and cleanliness, but it also exuded a touch of coldness. Lumion took a seat on the edge of the divan? Divan? What the fuck is this word? Divan. I don't know if that's an English word or a French word. Or both. divan, couch in French. While Franca curled her legs and reclined on an adjacent armchair. What brings you here? Franca asked. Aren't you considering changing your clothes? Perhaps it's because you know my original gender. When I'm around you, I always have an illusion that I'm still a man and forget to pay such attention. A smile played on her lips. Rather than changing her attire, she changed her sitting posture. After a few moments, she even left the recliner and settled beside Lumion. Since he won't peek, why should I bother changing? She chuckled. Madam, you have a wicked sense of humor. Life is tough. I need to find some amusement, Franca said. But I'm considered fine. There's a group of individuals in the Research Society who harbor little hopes for the future and have made it their life goal to pursue enjoyment, forming a group called the April Fool's Day. Your sister must have mentioned it, right? She did, Lumion confirmed, recalling reading about it in Aurora's grimoire. Dude, what the fuck? There's like transmigrators who are like, listen, boys. We can all see this shit is going to hell in a handbasket. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Franca refrained from elaborating and fixed her gaze at Lumion. I require a favor, Lumion spoke. Oh? Considering you've seen my wanted poster, you must have some knowledge regarding it. I received information that one of the individuals depicted, a man by the name of Louis Lund, will make an appearance on Avenue de Marche tomorrow. He maintains close ties with the masterminds behind the Poison Spur mob. My intention is to apprehend him and unveil the truth in the behind the catastrophe in Cordoue. But I'll be preoccupied with crucial matters tomorrow afternoon, and I can't attend. I hope you can help me. Should he show, tail him and ascertain his whereabouts. If you feel confident, aid me in capturing him. He once possessed beyonder powers equivalent to a sequence 8 and is likely a gardener, though I cannot speak for his current state. After acquiring the mirror, you did promise to compensate me. This would be it. This concerns Muggle's death. I will certainly help. Compensation is not the appropriate term in this context. Tailing him doesn't count, but attacking him does? That works too. Curiosity danced across her countenance as she asked another question. What could be more pressing than apprehending this individual? The Cordoue disaster has left me grappling with certain psychological issues, and I am currently undergoing treatment. I fear that without timely follow-ups, I will lose my emotions and jeopardize my quest. Would you like to help me find a genuine psychiatrist, one with powers for you? My psychiatrist already possesses them, Lumion said. Franca refrained from prying any further. Lumion mentioned the attributes of a villain and a gardener, as well as the existence of Anthony Reed. He provided a detailed description of Reed's appearance to ensure Franca wouldn't mistake him for a companion of Louis. With that in mind, Lumion arose and signaled his intention to depart. You've come all this way. Aren't you interested in delving into the mysteries of mysticism? Louis Lund may make an appearance tonight as well, Lumion remarked, eager to return to Saul de Barbary. At that moment, both he and Franca directed their attention to the door as light footsteps resonated. Franca glanced at the peephole from a distance, and her expression morphed into one of peculiarity. In hushed tones, she told Lumion, Jenna. One day you have to dance to this proper dance. I don't dance. I'm very uncoordinated. That's not true. I'm not uncoordinated, but I just don't dance. Beneath the open window of room 601, Lumion scaled, unless I'm drunk enough, in which case I will. Beneath the open window of room 601, Lumion scaled the walls with his bare hands, aided by protrusions, statues, and pipes. His descent was swift and steady. Why am I forced to climb down from the 6th floor? I didn't do anything. Lumian slipped into the shadows and made his way to Avenue de Marche. In room 601, Franca caught a fleeting glance at the swaying window, adjusting her nightgown before approaching. "Why are you here so early today?" Franca asked, blocking Jenna's path to the window. Jenna sighed. Something happened to the band's 6-stringed zither member. While it didn't affect me, it put everyone in a bad mood. Renee asked me to end the performance early. Attempting to find a topic of conversation, Franca asked what happened. She discreetly calculated the time it would take for Lumian to descend to the first floor, all while grumbling internally. Why is Muggle's brother a hunter instead of an assassin? Assassins could effortlessly leap from the 6th floor. That's crazy. Jenna recounted the band member's unfortunate incident and said, "Damn it, why do unlucky people always attract more misfortune?" Yes, even though the performance ended earlier than usual, it's still getting late. Going home would be hard. I'll sleep at your place. Given that Jenna lived away from Avenue de Marche, she often sought refuge at Franca's whenever she performed late into the night. Warehouse, porter. Franca surmised that it must have been related to Christo, as she sighed, contemplating how the innocent had lost their kin. Brother 007 is incredibly efficient. I only informed him of the mirror people last night, and the official Beyonders have already dealt with it. Brother 007 was the code name of a man from the curly-haired Baboon Society. His rank seemed a member of an official organization in Trier. His rank seemed quite high, and Franca had secret connections with many official researchers in Trier, often organizing private gatherings with them. 007 or no, it's 007. However, Franca knew that matters involving the mirror people wouldn't end there. The mirror world still existed, and the mystery-prying artifact that Gardner or Martin had smuggled into Trier remained, and the classic silver mirror in her possession persisted. If these elements weren't eliminated, it would only solve the problem temporarily. Franca approached the classically styled mirror, which allowed entry into the mirror world. "Why are you so quiet?" Jenna asked. "I feel a bit sad upon hearing of their misfortune." Well, it was precisely because she didn't want to face the pain of Countess Innocence that she followed Lumian's suggestion and handed over the matters to the official. Jenna bypassed Franca and made her way to the guest room. "It was a bit stuffy," Franca explained. "Why do you feel the need to explain?" Jenna asked. Franca nearly choked on her own saliva. Thankfully, Jenna didn't dwell on it. She entered the guest room and entered the washroom, carrying her nightgown and pajamas. Once Lumian returned to Avenue de Marche, he began his rounds, starting with Unit 126 where Roger lived. He approached the 4 mobsters disguised as beggars stationed in different entrances. Lumian had made a promise to each of them, guaranteeing them 100 Vril d'Or by Monday. That night, he struggled to find rest at Salle de Baubrey, occasionally waking up, straining his ears for any signs of movement outside the window, hoping to catch the sound of hurried footsteps. At dawn, while enjoying breakfast at the cafe and skimming the newspaper, Louis ascended. "Boss, Superintendent Everett requests your presence at the Valiant Cafe, opposite the police headquarters, at 10. "Who else will be there?" Lumian asked. "Many. They all say the mob leaders from the Market District will gather. The official voting begins today." "Is that so? So they won't let us disrupt the National Convention?" "It seems that. I wonder if the Poison Spur mob will attend." Lumian left Salle de Baubrey at 9:15 and made his way back to Auberge de Côte d'Or. In room 207, he put on the mystery-prying glasses. Resisting the urge, Lumian retrieved a mirror and all his cosmetics, busying himself. He opted for subtle alteration. Jesus Christ. Okay. My fucking app just crashed. That's lovely. How the fuck does a fucking book reader crash, bro? I didn't even change chapter. You're not doing anything heavy enough to be crashing like that. As soon as he finished his makeup, Lumian hastily put aside the mirror, unwilling to catch a glimpse of his reflection. Shortly before 10, he arrived at the Valiant Cafe. Upon entering, he immediately recognized several faces. The Baron, Franca, Simon, Blood on Black. Seated in an armchair at the head of the table, Travis Everett smiled. You must be CL, am I right? Yes, Superintendent Everett. Franca, the Baron, and the others who had risen alongside Travis exchanged puzzled looks as they observed Lumion. Franca's gaze averted in enlightenment as soon as she recognized the golden black hair. The Baron, Simon, and others eventually realized it was CL. Adjusting his glasses, Everett's blue eyes gleamed as he half-praised Lumion and patted the recliner beside him. You've been in the market district less than 3 weeks and I've already taken over the motel. And you're so young. You are outstanding. You are out of your motherfucking mind. Ain't no fucking way. Hold on. Scroll back up to this message when you reach end of 198. Lumion bent down and picked up the coffee table. Okay, thank you, Kami. Ain't no fucking way. Hold on. Chrome right now is using 14 gigs of RAM. Are you on crack? I have 6 tabs open. 6. They're averaging over 2 gigs a tab? Yeah, apparently my fucking, because I just opened up Task Manager to figure it out. My fucking reader crashed because I was out of RAM. I was like, excuse me? Yeah, what the fuck? I have to start using the fucking Opera GX or some shit. What the fuck do you mean? Eh? The market district hasn't exactly been peaceful for the past month. I'm not using Microsoft Edge. That was good. That was good. I'm not using Microsoft Edge. I might switch to like Opera GX or something. He half-praised Lumion and said, "Let me introduce you to the others. Roger, you're acquainted with him, right?" Black Scorpion Roger? Lumion looked at the middle-aged man. Roger, dressed in a formal attire with neatly combed hair, had a slightly chubby face. "We're meeting for the first time," Lumion smiled, noticing an emanating chill from Roger. Everett continued, "Harmon, Castina." Upon entering the private room, Lumion noticed only Harmon among the few members of the Savoy mob. The bald man's shining head was so eye-drawing that Lumion almost looked away. Upon closer inspection, Lumion recognized Harmon's unique features: a prominent brow, a high nose bridge, and deep-set lips, possessing the allure of a ruggedly handsome person. Castina, petite and likely under 1.55 meters, appeared to be about 30 years old. Auburn hair, brown eyes, and a curvaceous figure. "You should be familiar with CL from the Savoy mob, right?" Everett introduced. "Indeed, he has made quite the impression." Harmon's eyes brimming with hatred and cruelty. "We all reside in the market district. Only by coexisting can we secure a better future. If any conflicts arise, come to me. I will mediate. CL. Take this cup of coffee." Yep. CL, take this cup of coffee to Roger and hand over Saul de Balbry's profits for the next 6 months. The issue between Margot and Hammer ends here. If anyone troubles you regarding these, feel free to inform me. Lumion observed Roger, Harmon, and Castina with a sense of amusement, realizing that their eyes held no mercy, only coldness and malevolence. The Baron and the others remained silent, watching the scene unfold as though it was a spectacle. Franca shook her head at Lumion, signaling him not to be reckless. Lumion bent down and picked up the cup of coffee from the table. he gonna do, bro? What's he What is he gonna do? Suddenly, he raised his hand and flung the contents at Roger. Reacting swiftly, Roger evaded the liquid, colliding with the coffee table. Harmon and Castina sprung to their feet, and Roger cursed, "Fuck you! Are you disregarding the superintendent's words? Playing dumb, are we? If you don't desire peace, speak up, CL. I'll wait for you." The look in your eyes tells me vengeance is on your mind. Oh, brazen. Even Franca had not anticipated this from Lumion. Dude, the goat. There's like 20 people ever. This is like. You know what this is reminding me of? This is reminding me of like a fucking dad waking up from like a drunken stupor, and his like wife and kids are like, "Honey, please don't go to the casino today," and he's like, "No, I must." Like everyone is like, "CL, please just give him the cup of coffee. Dude, we don't have to. And CL is like, "Fuck you, no." Dude. Oh my god. Oh, that's so jokes, dude. Travis Everett concealed his emotions behind his glasses. Nevertheless, he made no attempts to stop Lumion. It was as though he had transformed into an observer. The Baron and the rest were taken aback by Lumion's actions. They couldn't fathom his audacity to splash coffee at Roger and sabotage the mediation. In particular, the Baron felt as though he was encountering his former subordinate, now colleague, for the very first time. He is far more unruly and reckless than I thought. Did he refuse to accept any grievances and is unwilling to pay a price? Although he attempted to shift the profit onto Roger and the others, it was evident to anyone with a modicum of sense that Lumion was the instigator of this conflict. Clearly, he had no intention of reconciliation. He sought only an excuse to undermine the superintendent's proposal. Is this not a blatant slap in the superintendent's face? The superintendent, fucking stop using this word, wielded considerable influence in the market district. A slight embellishment in reports to higher authorities, or rather, stating the unvarnished truth, would draw the attention of official beyonders and dismantle all our enterprises. Incensed, Harmon denied Lumion the opportunity to shatter the coffee cup on the boss. He lunged forward, stooped down, grasped the coffee table's edge, and flung it at the detestable individual. Cups clattered to the ground, splintering into shards. Lumion deftly evaded the projectiles. Swiftly drawing his revolver from beneath his arm, he trained it on Harmon. Harmon chuckled. "You country hog, do you spurn the superintendent's gracious offer of mediation? Very well then. We shall entertain you until one of us is vanquished from this game. Go ahead, fire away. Your audacity and lack of respect to the superintendent knows no bounds. If you possess such ability, then do it." If it were not for the impeding election and the stringent surveillance imposed by the officials, the Poison Spur mob would have long assassinated CL. In that moment, Roger rose once more, black flames materializing within his clenched fist, only to dissipate. He was reluctant to unveil his beyonder powers in the presence of the superintendent. Short-legged Candlestick Castina also fixed her gaze at Lumion, poised to strike. Upon hearing Harmon's retort and provocation, Lumion chuckled. Bang! Dude, he fired! He's out of his mind! I thought it was gonna be like an empty bullet, or I thought it was gonna be like an empty round or whatever. Empty chamber, that's what I'm thinking of, sorry. Lumion squeezed the trigger, unleashing a yellow bullet hurtling towards Harmon's skull. His reflexes barely saved him. Harmon crouched down just in time, his eyes widening. The bullet grazed his glistening scalp and careened off, ricocheting into the adjacent washroom. In an instant, all the leaders sprang to action, Roger and Castina fixating on Lumion. Undeterred, Lumion remained resolute. He lowered his gun and aimed once more at Harmon. His eyes devoid of any emotion. Enough! At that moment, the superintendent spoke up. The indescribable authority emanating from him, combined with his esteemed position, compelled Lumion, to halt his finger from pulling the trigger. Seizing the opportunity, Harmon shifted his position and rose up. Lamenting his chance, Lumen reluctantly holstered his revolver and turned to Everett. Superintendent, I am willing to comply with your request, but they don't seem inclined to do so. Dude, he's such a piece of shit. He's like the shittiest kind of tattletale from like grade school, who like be like, hey, like, do you want to, hey, like, you should do that, and then you do it, and they're like, teacher, he actually went and did that, and you're like, motherfucker, like, bro, you started. He's like, I am willing to comply, bro. You weren't willing to. He asked you to give him a cup of coffee, and you said, nah, I'd win. What do you mean? Everett's eyes flickered. We will address your conflict after the election. For the next 3 days, I expect you all to conduct yourselves properly. Fail to do so, and you shall make an enemy of me. And trust me, you do not want this. Although Everett's voice carried depth, his tone remained calm, devoid of arrogance or anger. Yet, those who resided in the Market District for more than 2 years recall the term, the Valiant Mob. 2 years prior, the Valiant Mob held a similar status to the Savoy Mob in the Market District. However, due to the repeated defiance and disrespect towards Superintendent Everett, they were ruthlessly eradicated by a joint operation. The subsequent rise of the Poison Spur Mob was partly due to the power vacuum left behind. Now only the Valiant Cafe stood as a testament to the existence of such a mob. Damn. Superintendent Everett is chilling. The leaders of the mobs and the other two medium-sized gangs fell into silence for a few seconds before responding to the superintendent's words. They expressed their commitment to restrain themselves. The superintendent's gaze swept across their faces, and without uttering a word, he strode out of the private room. As he disappeared, Roger, Harmon, and Castina cast their eyes at Lumion before departing. The remaining gang leaders didn't linger, leaving only the Savoy mob in the confines of the private room. The Baron took off his pipe and said, "You acted too impulsively back there." I've been waiting for an opportunity like that. Unfortunately, I couldn't seize it to incite conflict. Observing the puzzled expressions of everyone, Lumion elaborated. "We have already made 2 attempts, and the Poison Spur mob chose to endure. Baron, as you have pointed out, they harbor a significant problem, and they await their chance. I believe that opportunity will present soon. If we fail to incapacitate the mob before, we shall face their unhinged retaliation, and at that moment, none of us will escape." Just a moment ago, there were only 3 members of the Poison Spur mob present, while we numbered 5. Red Boots, your strength is comparable to that of Roger. With my assistance, you can surely overpower him. The Baron, Simon, and Black, is it conceivable that you two cannot handle Harmon and Candlestick? One of you might even be able to impede the superintendent. As long as the Poison Spur mob dares to strike back, we shall eliminate them. Christo had received instructions from the superintendent the previous night and had not been invited today. The Baron, Blood Palm Black, and their comrades found Ciel's words reasonable, yet a deep-seated fear for this individual rose within their heart. He wasn't bluffing, he really wanted to eliminate them all. He was insane. But this is tantamount to slapping the superintendent. The repercussions will be troublesome, Blood Palm Black said. Franca shared the same concern. She wished to caution Lumion that such a course of action would render him unwelcome in the Market District. However, recognizing that the other leaders were present and unable to reveal their true friendship, she sealed her lips. Lumion asked, "Wasn't the superintendent killed by the Poison Spur mob?" Lunatic, everyone thought. Oh, he's saying like, oh, once we kill the mob, we kill him, and say like, oh, the Poison Spur mob got him, you know, we tried to stop him, but no. The Baron, gently stroking his mahogany-colored pipe, chimed in. "It's nearly impossible to conceal that from official Beyonders. It's merely an excuse. In that case, let it go. Blame it all on a lunatic like me. At worst, I'll leave. I'll trust the boss will arrange another task for me when the storm blows over," Lumion remarked. Mr. K's mission revolved around earning Martin's trust, not running Saul de Balbry or establishing a foothold in the Market District. If his provocation had truly enraged Roger and his accomplices, Lumion believed that Franco would surely come to his aid. With the help of the Savoy mob's leaders, the others wouldn't hesitate, and when the time came, united in strength, they stood a high chance of killing the members of the Poison Spur mob. Once he unraveled the Poison Spur mob's scheme, Martin would undoubtedly appreciate Lumion's daring and unorthodox approach. Even if he lost, Saul de Balbrien was compelled to escape. He'd merely find sanctuary somewhere else in Trier and serve Martin until he gained his complete approval. Furthermore, it was advantageous for Lumion. If the Poison Spur mob finalized their preparations, he would be their primary target. Failing to address the issue before would only heighten the danger he faced. In the future, even if the Madame Moon birthed another group, Lumion wouldn't fret. Today, Louis Lund would likely be present at the Market District. By temporarily suppressing the deaths of Roger and his cronies, creating a facade of tranquility, Lumion could patiently wait his target at 126 Avenue de Marche. These individuals weren't parliamentary candidates whose demise would incite an uproar. After a few moments, the Baron said, "Superintendent Everett has probably marked you. There will be considerable trouble after the election." "Perhaps he will mysteriously vanish one day," Lumion said. With that, Lumion calmly endured the mildly apprehensive gazes of everyone. You see, having laid the groundwork, anything I utter now will convince them all. Dude, I love it. He's like, "Ugh." Like, oh, it'll be trouble for me? Well, you know, maybe the ambulance takes too long to get there. Maybe you don't make it. Who knows? At 3:15, Lumion arrived at Quartier de Jardin Botanique in a public carriage. Once again, he beheld Mason Cafe, housed in a beige 4-story building. Passing through the sheltered walkway upheld by pillars, he entered the interior, enveloped by dark green walls and expansive windows. "A cup of Intas coffee," he instructed the waitress and waited patiently. Righty, that's it. We're on chapter 200. We are officially now 1/6-ish of the way to the end of CY. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. 17% of the way there, you know? Well, 16.67 technically, around. Alright guys, we'll end it there. Thank you everyone for coming. Good solid 2.5 hours today, good times. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll keep going. Apparently someone mentioned that we're only like, I think 30 chapters away or so from like good shit from good chapters. So we'll keep pushing over the next couple of days so that, you know, mid next week we can start having some really fun chapters. All right, that's it. Bye everyone.